As you all know, I did a review of 3 samples from Scents of Wood a few months back. I don't know if you guys remember, I talked about fragrances being aged in barrel and all that stuff. Well, I truly fell in love with their plum and cognac. I told you guys that one was fantastic, and also their sandalwood in oak. I have to say, I started reading more about the house. I love the name of the house, the whole concept of it. And I started reading about their process, how they distill the notes of their fragrances, how they macerate the alcohol of their fragrances in different barrels and stuff, which we'll get to that later on. And it just gave me this very soulful, unique, green, upcycling type of a vibe when it comes to this house. And I literally fell in love with the house, with just the concept of it, how it truly stands behind its name. As I also mentioned in the other video, if you guys haven't checked it out, make sure to check it out. They have this unique creative process where they age or macerate the organic alcohol of their fragrances in different essences of tree barrels, which we'll get to that later on in detail. So before I get into detail of how they make their fragrances and all that stuff, I would like to talk about the 3 names of this house. Scents of Wood has 3 names, which one of them is Scents of Wood, obviously, and the other one is in Japanese, which is called Shinrin Yoku, and I hope I say that correctly, which it loosely translates to forest bathing. It's a form of walking meditation amongst trees. They also have a French name, which is L'Âme du Bois, which means soul of wood. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and today we're going to talk about their Oak in Oak, which I fell in love with on the first sniff. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be like, this guy keeps falling in love with all kinds of fragrances. He's probably trying to sell all these fragrances to us. And that's actually not true. If any company sends me any kind of fragrance, first they send me their samples. They send me 5 or 10 samples, and I end up liking 1 or 2, or sometimes actually none of it, and I don't do any review of it. But I'm not going to come in here and be like, oh, by the way, today we're going to talk about this fragrance and it's horrible. That's not the way I do it. I talk about the fragrances that I truly have in my collection, and I truly love them, and I truly wear them. So if you have bought any fragrances that I have reviewed and you like them and you like my style, I promise you're going to like all the fragrances that I usually review. Now, with that being said, Oak in Oak was launched in late 2020, and the nose behind this very special and unique fragrance is, I hope I'm not butchering her name, is Celine Barrel. Now, this fragrance falls under the category of pure wood, but as I talked to Celine Barrel, I believe, or Barrel, I don't know if it's Barrel or if it's Barrel, but I forgot to ask her that. But when I talked to Celine, she like to say that this fragrance is more of a woody gourmand type of fragrance, and the company says this is more of a pure wood type of a scent. And I say this is kind of falls between. It's very woody, it's towards pure woody, and it's semi-gourmand type of a fragrance. Now, I want you guys to stop right there, especially the people that are not into gourmand fragrances. I want you to stop right there, because this is not your childish cotton candy type of a gourmand fragrance. This is a very unique, organic, and very sophisticated, mature type of a gourmand type of a scent. All right, so let's get to the accords of Oak in Oak and see what we get on initial spray. Now, I would definitely suggest you guys to stick to the end of my video and check out the unboxing of this beautiful bottle. Their bottle is so unique, and as the name of the company goes, Scents of Wood, the cap of it, it's just so artistically done. I love it. So anyways, make sure you stick around and you check out the unboxing of this beautiful, beautiful bottle. All right, let's see what we get. Sprayer is actually good. All right, so this is for people that are looking for beast mode type of a fragrance. I don't even need to bring this close. I can already smell it. It's very strong. It's very pungent. It's very powerful. And there is this very organic vibe to it. It's so natural It's so soulful. It's so woodsy. Really, really interesting. Right off the bat, you get hit with this beautiful, aged, natural smells of oak and precious woods that are infused with spicy, rich, fruity oak note with amber and rum-like undertones. I get this fruity, dried prune-like type of a smell. It is very warm, elegant, semi-gourmand, but yet very heavy and classy. So I definitely get this aged cognac vibe from this fragrance on initial spray. There is this complex, semi-sweet and aromatic vibe about this scent, which has this rum-like vanilla facet to it. But don't think this is a sweet gourmand cotton candy and childish-like type of a gourmand, but more of an adult, grown-up gourmand type of a scent, classy and very sophisticated. This rich gourmand smell is a natural gourmand as it is truly coming from the quality of different oaks used to make the barrel. So the smell is coming from a subtle alliance of the smell of the fibers of the woods, the oak quality, and fermented grapes. That's why the fragrance has facets of natural fruits like dried prune. Again, I do not want you to think this is a sweet fragrance. The sweetness coming from the natural aspects of oak wood and vanilla bean absolute, and its facets of rum, leather. I believe like there's a vibe of tobacco going on in here and its animalistic nuances as well. You also get hit with spices in this fragrance as well. So it is kind of spicy, and as it starts settling on your skin, it becomes smoky and also leathery. But I don't want you to associate this with leather jacket or Tuscan leather or anything like that. The leather nuance is very interesting, which we'll get to it when we get to the notes. I also wanted to add, when it comes to smelling fragrances, some people see the smell of the fragrances in color. I personally do that. Like for example, when I reviewed Amber Intense, I saw that fragrance as color pink, or Panthea Iris as well. I saw it as color pink and kind of whitish. And as far as Oak in Oak goes, when I smell this fragrance, I kind of think of color gold or matte gold. I kind of wanted to add this as well. So bottom line for me, it is the CO2 extraction of that oak note that dominates this fragrance. The oak note alone is infused with a lot of interesting nuances, which smells very natural and organic. At the beginning of the video, as I mentioned, the alcohol used is macerated in aged barrels used previously for spirits. In Oak in Oak, the Oakwood LMR is coming from upcycling vintage barrels transformed into wood chips that got distilled. All right, let's get to the notes of this very interesting fragrance and see what we got. So we have saffron, which gives that bittersweet, leathery, soft, and intimate with an earthy base note to the fragrance. We have some spicy note here, which is cumin seed. We have incense, which gives that smoky vibe to the fragrance on the dry down. We have orris root, which I don't really get that. We got oakwood CO2 LMR, which I actually get a lot of that. It's the center stage of Oak in Oak. We have tonka bean LMR. We have amber extreme IFF. We have patchouli oil, and we have cedarwood hard Virginia LMR. So you guys probably want to know what LMR stands for. And when I talked to Celine, she told me what LMR stands for. LMR stands for Laboratoire Monique Remy, known to be a pioneer in terms of sustainability and fair trade. She sets the highest quality standards of the industry for the naturals selection. So that's pretty much what LMR stands for. All right, so let's get to the performance and longevity of Oak in Oak. Well, when I was doing the initial spray, you guys saw it's a very powerful fragrance. You don't even need to bring it close, so I would definitely be careful when you spray this fragrance. It definitely a very powerful and pungent fragrance. On my skin, it lasts literally, when I sprayed it, it lasted for about like probably easily 24 hours or longer. I think it lasts like 24 hours to 30 hours on my skin till I even took a shower. and I came out and it was still smelling very strong. So to be honest with you, I really think this is the strongest fragrance I have ever put my nose on. My house right now, it totally smells like oak and oak with 2 sprays. The whole house. It's a very pungent and very strong type of a fragrance. So if you're looking for a monster mode type of fragrance, this is the fragrance for you. You definitely get worth of your money. So as far as the performance and longevity goes, I would definitely give it a very high score. Now, as far as the projection sillage goes, the sillage is enormous, and projection, I would probably say easily about 8 to 10 feet. It's like one of those fragrances that it would literally overpower any other fragrance in the room. Like nothing would be able to fight with this fragrance. Very powerful. Now, as far as the compliments goes, I haven't had the chance to try this out in the public, so I don't know how people would react to this fragrance. But just from the type of fragrances that I have used previously and the compliments that I got for the fragrances that I own, I would actually think that this fragrance gets a good amount of compliments. Actually, it would get a lot of compliments. This fragrance is very sophisticated. It's very luxurious. It's a serious type of fragrance, even though it's gourmand. But the gourmand part of it, it makes it mass appealing. And it's not too heady type of a gourmand. Again, it's not cotton candy or childish type of a gourmand fragrance. So that's a great thing about it. So as far as the compliments goes, in my opinion, I would definitely give it a high score because I truly fell in love with this smell. It has a very unique, classy, and sophisticated smell to it. Now, let's get to the versatility of this fragrance. Oak and Oak is not a versatile fragrance. I would say it's not something that you can wear this to your work. It's very strong, very pungent. But again, if you have your own business and you're a boss of your own business, you can definitely rock this fragrance. But this would definitely do great for nighttime parties, nighttime events. This would be great fragrance for wine tasting. If you're going somewhere luxurious wine tasting at nighttime, I would definitely spray this on. It would do fantastic. You would get a lot of compliments. As far as the seasons goes, I would say this would do great for cooler temperatures. So as far as the versatility goes, I would definitely give it a medium score. Let's get to the uniqueness of Oak and Oak. I probably don't even need to talk about this part because you guys kind of know it's a very unique fragrance. Just the process of it, the way it's done, the way they captured the smell, the notes and everything, the upcycling part of it, the way they macerated the alcohol in different barrels and all that. Very interesting, and it makes the fragrance very unique in the way that's created and also very unique in the way that it smells. I haven't smelled anything like this fragrance. Seriously, nothing there's out there that smells even close to this fragrance. So as far as the uniqueness goes, I would definitely give it a high score. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sure you guys haven't tried this fragrance out. The ones that have tried this fragrance out, let me know in the comment section what's your take on this fragrance. And the ones that haven't tried this fragrance out, I would definitely suggest you to get a sample of this fragrance because it is a very unique fragrance. But I would definitely suggest you to try out this fragrance because it's very unique and it's very special, especially the way it's done. And with that being said, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace and ciao.